What's going on, guys? My name is Dovewing, and sorry if this video sounds a little echoey. I'm not entirely sure why, but anyways, let's get straight into this video. It's how to go from noob to pro on Minecraft multiplayer. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is parkour. Parkour in a lot of servers can be very challenging, and given that it's very tempting on a lot of servers because they have like parkour in the lobbies or whatever, it's important to know how, just how to do basic parkour so you don't end up crashing a hole through your computer out of rage. Also, don't back too far off. So the first thing we're talking about is ladders. There's a lot of them in parkour, and so a lot of times, at least for new players, this is what'll happen. Well, okay, I need a better demonstration because that wasn't really that high, but like that. The most annoying thing is when you're going up a really high ladder and you fall off and you die. So be careful and always just make sure you're straight on the ladder at least. So just like face ahead. Don't start looking off in all these weird directions because then you'll just end up going off to the side. Also, when you're going backwards, press shift because then you probably won't fall off. So, but like what'll happen if you're like, oh yeah, I'm totally gonna make this jump. Let me just back up a bit. And you back up too far off. As you can see, that was a bit of an exaggeration, but on parkour where there's bigger jumps, you'll have to watch out for that. Now let's talk about slime block jumps. It's always best to get to the block on your first try, as you can see on screen. Oh, okay, that was pretty bad. But if you try and get to the block on the second time you bounce down, it'll be a lot harder because the height you bounce on your first bounce and the height you bounce up on your second bounce are not the same. See, like, look. Can get up there no problem. But if I go around here and I'll show you. If you wait till your second bounce, I couldn't get up. So then there's this one. Okay, I just have to go around, sorry. There isn't really a way to teleport back. So there's all types of ladder parkour, and I'll explain them all in a sec. Like this one, for example. You have to sort of climb around the pillar to get to the top. But what's most frustrating is that. And then you have to go all the way back to the start. But what's also really annoying is when you do this, is when you try to do this and something like this happens. And then you have to start all over. Now, there's this water landing over here, and there's different types of ladder parkour, like this one. If it's just going one block up per ladder, it's fine. You just, you just climb up it like you're walking upstairs. Okay, I couldn't make that jump. But if it's something like this and you can't just necessarily jump from one ladder to the other, you have to sort of slide and try and transition as smoothly as possible. Now there's these really tall ones that do take a lot of patience. And it's very hard to get off them, to get on them once you're off. Sorry. And you have to sort of act like you're like climbing stairs, like a spiral staircase. But like, be careful because ladder blocks are a lot smaller than regular blocks. And you can't really rely on trying to climb up the ladder once you're on the ladder block, because since there's only one block of ladder, you'll usually fall off. Oops. I'm trying really hard not to fall off right now. So, I'm at the top right now, and as you can see, there's another little parkour thing over there. Just going to jump down from here and hope I don't die. Yay, I didn't. So, there's fence parkour, which is probably the hardest and most frustrating. These jumps are easy, but these ones with the carpet on top aren't that hard either, until you get one like that. Now that's 2 blocks, so it's easier, but I only made it just to make the jump possible. And I missed it. Also, when you're doing fence parkour, don't try to jump a lot at once, because then you'll just fall off like at least 50 times. Now, that was pretty easy because there was carpet on top, but when there's like single fence blocks, then you shouldn't. And 3, 2, 1. Also, one more thing. I've tested that jump before. It's possible. But you have to make sure you're on the edge of blocks before jumping, because if you jump too early, then you'll probably fall. Okay, so enough of me doing parkour. Like, this is probably getting really boring. Let's talk about PvP. So when you're doing PvP, I can't really demonstrate it right now because I don't have another person with me. Oh, stupid rain. So when you're doing PvP, you have to remember 2 things. Number 1, don't just flail around blindly. A lot of times, I see people do something like this. Alright, so I got my diamond sword here. Better run and charge at this random person who's an MVP. And I die. Okay, so I've respawned. And now, time to try again. Okay, so I just killed myself just to make a point. Don't charge into things, especially if it's a team of people. Like, one time, I used to play, like, Hunger Games or, like, just kit PvP more. And there was one time I saw a group of, like, I don't know, 3 people. And they didn't really have good armor. They had, like, leather armor, but they had, like, iron swords. And I was like, oh, okay, that's easy, because I had like a diamond sword and like diamond armor, except that I didn't realize they were all MVPs and they just started beating the crap out of me. Like, it's just so annoying when you die to people who have worse equipment than you, but they're really experienced. Also, when you're on top of that, when you're going into a fight, even though I just said not to charge into things, if you do find yourself in a fight somehow, don't wait. Just strike first. And don't just like flail around and be like, ah, because that's not going to work. You'll either be kicked for some like hacking or whatever it is, and also you'll die. Because you have to have strategy. Go around people. Hit them from behind. Chase after them if they run away. And you just have to like practice. A lot of times I'll like be like with PvPing like my friends, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm so bad at this. Why can't I be better?" because you don't practice. Now, I'm not an expert in PvP, but I have practiced a lot. Also, enough about PvP. It's probably getting pretty boring. So, one last thing, get familiar with Minecraft terminology. Like mods and saves and Optifine. Just don't be that person who's always like, what's Optifine? What are mods? What are saves? And finally, on servers, don't be that person who's always like, can I have food? Can I have potions? Can I have a water bucket? Can I have I don't know. They just ask for everything. Like, can I have a pickaxe? Can I have a sword? I don't have anything. I'm out of food. I died. And just remember, don't take the game too seriously. Because it's a game. We all want to have fun. Well, that's all for this video. If you think I should do something else, or you have a video idea that you think is cool, put it in the comments below. I make videos once or twice a week, and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you all enjoyed.